My name is Chase Bussey, and for my seminar project, I decided to learn the programming language Lua. Lua is a small scripting language designed to be embedded into applications running in other languages like C or Java. This is just a small program that I've written to demonstrate the syntax of Lua. So the first thing you'll notice is that unlike in Java, Lua uses a pair of dashes to start comments. Block comments will be formatted like so. Variable assignment in Lua is a little bit different than in a language like Java or C. Because Lua is dynamically typed, you don't have to declare what type of value you're going to put in a variable. So you can just say sample variable A equals 12, or sample variable B is the string hello. And then later you can reassign that to a different type of data. So I can put the value 13 into sample variable B where previously it held a string. Instead of arrays, Lua uses a data type called a table. Tables are dynamically sized rather than arrays where you have to declare a set size. And instead of the indexing system that C or Java would use for arrays, Lua allows you to define your own keys. So, for example, sample table at k or sample table at the string key is assigned the value of 10, or I can use an integer, 20, and that gives it the string example. And accessing either of those will give me 10 and example, respectively. Functions are defined using the function keyword, the function name followed by its parameter list. Blocks in Lua, instead of using curly braces like in Java, use the end keyword to delimit. So, for example, in this if block, rather than using semicolons, I would just say if the, then do this, else do this, and then end shows the end of that block. Functions in Lua can return multiple values. So this function just returns the string's first result and then second result, and I can assign those to independent variables like so. Console input in Lua is done using the io.read command. It's equivalent to using a scanner in Java. So for example, this io.read and this weird string here is equivalent to using scan.next or scan.next double. String concatenation is done using two dots rather than the plus sign. Don't try to print out something with a plus sign and then a string behind it because the compiler will yell at you and you'll just be really confused. While loops are done like so. While conditional do commands and then end. Repeat until is just a do while loop with a different name. Numeric for loops. So these are like the classic for loops that you'd see in Java. The syntax does look a little bit different. So you declare your variable here and then give your upper bound. So for example, this loop will execute until I equals 10. And then you can give an optional third argument, which is the step value. So for example, this loop iterates from 1 to 10 counting by 2's. So it'll just print out the odd numbers. And then there are generic for loops, which go through tables. So for each index and value in the list of pairs in this table, I'm going to print out the value. So it'll just print out the strings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, respectively. And then for the second part of my project, I recreated assignment number 61 from section 6.14 of our Java Illuminated CS1 textbook. So this program will take 10 values representing test scores and output the minimum, maximum, and average scores. As you can see, I put all my code into a function called main, just kind of because that's what we do. And here I've got numeric for loop executing 10 times that will read in numbers from the keyboard. If the number is less than 0, then it'll give me an error message. If the number is greater than 100, I will also get an error message. Otherwise, it'll assign that score to min or max value as needed and increment the average by that score. Here we'll divide average by 10 to actually get the arithmetic mean of the number of scores that we've gotten and output each value. So that works like this. So $87, $65, And as you can see, it did calculate the minimum value is 50, the maximum score was 100, and I'm assuming that's the arithmetic mean because the math checks out, even if I haven't done it myself. So that is an all too brief introduction to the Lua programming language. I encourage you to go check it out on your own. There's an interactive development environment you can use on the internet so that you don't have to download anything, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Thank you so much.